Hello, witches. Welcome to the Witchipedia podcast. I am Dawn Black, creator of Witchipedia.com, an online encyclopedia of witchcraft, magic, and the occult. And this is my trailer for the new podcast. The Witchipedia website has been in operation for, it's hard to say, but its Twitter page will be 13 years old in November. So we're going to go with that. The goal of this podcast is to elaborate on the work of the Witchipedia website. So you're actually going to hear a lot of what you can read on the website. In fact, it is my intention that every podcast episode will have an accompanying article. So when I make an episode, I'm going to reread any related articles, update them. And if there isn't any corresponding article, I will create it. The first project for the podcast is going to be to create an introductory series for new witches. Although the Wikipedia was not intended to be a how-to website, I find that most of the questions I get are from new witches just getting started. So an introductory series of basic skills and concepts seems to be in order. I do this with some hesitancy because I am not at all of the opinion that I am the person to teach witchcraft necessarily. My witchcraft is really unique to myself and honestly rejects many of the common tropes and norms in popular witchcraft. I don't belong to any established witchcraft tradition or path, and although that's less of a big deal now, it was a big deal when I was, younger and first getting into the community. So I still kind of have a little bit of that in the back of my mind all the time. I do socialize, or I have socialized with many people who do belong to established witchcraft traditions, religions, paths, and other established pagan religions as well. It's been years. I used to be involved. I used to go to conventions. I used to, be involved in planning of events even. But it's been probably, I'd say at least 10 years since I've done anything socially with witches or other people aside from personal friends who also are witches. The larger community. Anyway, I digress. I practice witchcraft. I am a cunning woman. I am tied to my land and my magic. Part of the reason why I don't socialize anymore with the larger groups is I am no longer in or near a major metropolitan area. I am out I bought a farm. So that's what happened. I don't get out much. I talk to birds and rabbits and cats and plants more than I talk to people these days. I'm sort of a hermit scholar who spends time researching and learning about the broader world of witchcraft, magic, and the occult, in which I do not actually take part anymore. But I do practice and explore and experiment a lot personally in my personal craft. I do not practice or even have a high opinion of everything I write about. I think that people should have access to the information, whether or not I agree with it, whether or not I find it socially acceptable, politically correct, or, whether or not I would do it myself. I'm not going to write about something because I don't necessarily like it. So that's, but I do try to keep my opinions out of my writing. It is a lot easier to keep one's opinions out of their writing than out of their voice. Although I have had many years of practice making the effort. This is going to be interesting. that all being said, if you want to learn about witchcraft from an opinionated curmudgeon who has been out of the scene for decades, I am your witch, and I'm here for you. What what I am is not an expert on anything. I like to learn about things and then I promptly forget them. And if it comes up again, I have to go look it up again, which is why I started writing little summaries of my research and posting them online in the first place, for easy access for myself and my friends. And that, little database of information eventually became the Witchipedia. Now, when people ask me where I got that information, sometimes I have no idea. A few years ago, I started making sure to keep track of my sources, but I'm afraid the Wikipedia existed for several years before I started really doing that in earnest. So I can't confirm all the things I wrote down. So I do these days find myself rewriting stuff as often, or maybe actually more often than I do writing new things, because somebody will ask me a question about an article and I'll say, I have no idea where that came from. Let me try to find it. Oops, I can't find it. It could be, I don't know if, where this came from. So let me search, and then I end up rewriting the whole article. I end up redoing all the research, rewriting the whole article. Silly old me. I should have known better. I come from an academic background. That's not how we write articles. But and I am also not the only person who ever wrote an article for the Wikipedia. Many other writers have come and gone over the years. And I have lost touch with all of them. I may not be the easiest person to collaborate with. That may be my fault that, I've lost touch with all of them. But I am 100% on board with collaboration. I'm just not the easiest person to get along with. I do try. But, social skills were never my forte. So, if you have good boundaries and are able to respect my boundaries and can take criticism that I will attempt and perhaps fail to give gently, and tell me when I'm not being gentle without getting mad, I don't know. We could probably get along. I do. But so, yeah, if you're interested in collaborating and writing some articles and being on the podcast, I am absolutely on board. And of course, there's certain things that I'm more interested in than others. I have very little interest in ghosts or crystals or dream interpretation or high magic. But I'm all over anything related to plants and food and astral work and animals. I do have another podcast, Kitchen Witch Corner, that is a lot more personal, and I just write about what I feel like, or write about whatever I feel like, instead of trying to put information that I feel like is people are looking for, which is kind of what the Wikipedia is. So yeah, Kitchen Witch Corner focuses on food, hearth magic, and homesteading. So if you want to, listen to me talk about those things, you can go check it out. But if anybody wants to write about things that I'm just not into writing about, or elaborate on things I am, because I love talking with other people about things that I love to talk about and think about, come and talk to me. Shoot me a message. You can reach me through the Wikipedia website, through the Discord, through Twitter, all that called Wikipedia. There is a Wikipedia at yahoo.com, but it gets so much garbage and spam on it that there's no point in trying to reach me there. So anyway, if anybody is interested in writing for the Wikipedia, or wants to be a periodic or regular co-host that are into different things, let me know. I'm all on board with that. Also, I do take advice from my patrons at patreon.com/ patreon.com/Dawn Black. If you are a patron, I would love for you to tell me what you want to hear on this show, and also critique it. I am trying to figure out how to, I'm going to have the show for patrons without commercials. I'm sure it can be done. Um, and also, since each podcast will have a corresponding article on the website, a public discussion can be had about each subject in the comment section of each article. And I'm actually really looking forward to that. I'm excited about that too. Anyway, my trailer for the Witchipedia podcast, that's for you, dear listener. For the majority of questions and comments I get on the Discord channel and through the Witchipedia website, we will start with a Witchcraft 101 series of introductory skills and information. These will be released every Monday. Hopefully that's planned right now. And then I'm going to do another episode on a different topic during the week, probably on Thursdays. Again, this is tentative. But I am going to do 2 a week. Usually something that's on my mind because someone asked about it or just because that's what my brain is doing today. I do plan to continue efforts to make videos on the YouTube channel, but I don't see any point in just talking to the camera. It's like, what am I doing, right? It's much simpler to create and consume in podcast format. You can listen to me in the car, or on your phone, while washing the dishes or weeding the garden, and you don't have to worry about all the fiddling you have to do with YouTube. If you're not looking at me, then why do you need a screen? Why not just read the article? I am reserving my YouTube efforts for other things that I actually need to show you how to do. So I do have like the pendulum article on there and the, what was the last one I did? The petitions video. And those are like actually showing you how to do things, though. I might redo those with a slightly different format. I'm really thinking about formats and things, tossing ideas around with family members and such. The truth is my resources are very limited. I don't have like a really good camera or multiple cameras. My computer's pretty ancient. It was originally bought for writing a blog, not for editing videos. I can't even really play video games on it. And I can't afford to buy a new one right now or in the foreseeable future. My phone can record audio really well. So that's what we're doing for now. If you would like to support my efforts, please do head over to patreon.com/Dawn Black and join for as much as you can afford. You can also find me at twitter.com/Witchipedia. And on Facebook, there is a Witchipedia page and also a Witchipedia chat group. There's also a Discord group, which you can easily access via the button on the webpage. And before I sign off, I do want to take a minute to thank my husband for helping me out with offering valuable advice and insight on all these projects I'm trying to do to expand the reach and the usefulness of the Witchipedia. Rin, who is a patron and a moderator of the Discord server and also provides valuable advice and insights. And of course, all of my patrons, because seriously, you keep the Witchipedia, the patrons keep the Witchipedia online. It costs money to keep the site online. I got to pay hosting fees. And the Patreon pays for that. And, I would have a really hard time if I had to take it out of my personal funds because, our budget is super tight anyway, and really has been, for some time. When I started the Witchipedia, we were renting. We didn't have a little kid. It was completely different situation than what I find myself in now. So things are a little tighter. And I do want to say hello to my newest patrons, Chris and Dawn. And I am just going to use your first names for confidentiality purposes. And also our ongoing patrons, including Maya, Rebecca, Daisy, Kenya, Rose, Jolene, Teddy, Teresa, Katie, Linda, Raven, Stephanie, a Ninja Cat, Sasha, Priscilla, Mira, and Christina. Thank you so much. For helping keep the site up and running. And also Rin. I don't think Rin made it to the list, but I didn't mention Rin previously, so maybe that's why she wasn't on my list that I'm reading. I absolutely appreciate you. And as soon as I can figure out how I'm going to make my patrons can listen to the podcast commercial free. Yeah, that's what I have to say. So thank you for listening, my witches. I will see you soon. Again, every Monday and Thursday is the plan for now. So I look forward to speaking with you. And remember to check the website. There will be a link for each episode to its companion article on the website, so you can go and we can talk about it. And I really look forward to that.